This right here as a GIF with like a lo-fi or like a synth background, like an hour-long synth rate. Oh my god, that would be sick.
Yeah, like not for nothing. Like the introduction to the Batmobile segment is pretty slick. Like that, the Burton Mobile, which is what I always called it, is legit one of my favorite Batmobile designs in the franchise's history. I know a lot of that is nostalgia, but I don't care.
And by the way, did Bruce Wayne have hazel eyes, or are we just dealing with color limitations?
I think we're dealing with no, because the color palette for this. Remember the Sega CD.
It's a Sega CD. It's powerful.
If Sega CD could host the colorful vomit that was Sonic CD, they could do anything. I know. Oh, I just realized what I did there. Anyway. No, so the most prominent feature, and we already like discussed about it a little bit, about the Sega CD version of Batman Returns are the newly added Batmobile segments. These you can only get in the Sega CD version of the game. And I'm immediately reminded of the one Batmobile level in the SNES game. I think there was only one level with the Batmobile.
I'm drawing a blank.
I believe there's only one Batmobile.
It was only the one. It was only the one.
This game has 4. And the last one is not really the Batmobile, it's the Bat ski boat towards the end of the movie that we'll get into later. But so the name of the game with the Batmobile is that you are chasing down penguins, goons, or what have you under a lot of time for 5 rounds, and then there's a boss battle at the end. The red meter on the bottom screen is how many enemies you have left to deal with that round. The gray
meter, was your health.
Yeah, no, the gray meter on the top is the health. The meter on the right is speedometer. The single number is your lives. The left is the score, if you care about that sort of thing. You have 2 methods of attack. You have the duck hunt discs coming out from the front, available now at KB Toys.
Feel like I'm playing Revolution X.
The Aerosmith game?
Wow.
Yeah,
where you shoot CDs?
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that one in years.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that game in so long.
Holy shit.
Yeah, a little deep cut there.
Yeah.
All the deep cut.
So the discus are your main form of projectiles. You have infinite supply of them. You never run out. I assume they come out from the Star Trek's holodeck or some other things. Batman is like, give me more. But you do have missiles as well, which you do have a finite number of. Missiles.
You have to run into trash cans to get more, though,
You
right?
have to run into trash cans with bat symbols on them specifically. Regular trash cans don't have shit. Why would missiles be in a regular trash can, Matt? They gotta have the bat symbol on them.
You gotta remember though, this city was overrun by gangsters, so naturally there's gonna be missiles and unwanted firepower within trash cans.
Yeah, with the uranium shells, sure. All the good shit's gone.
And thank God the Thomas the Tanker Engine fever dream is over.
Yeah, that's so legit. When I got to this part in the second stage, because again, my big gripe with the boss on the end of the first level was like, fuck man, that flamethrower shit sucked, dude. Especially with a game with the frame rate as chuggy as this, with how hit detection works. Flamethrowers are like the worst fucking thing about the Batmobile segment.
Getting annihilated.
And then I get to Thomas the Tank Truck, and it has a fucking flamethrower. I was like, God damn it! So it's just gonna be a recurring thing, isn't it? And it is. There are
video game flamethrowers don't suck.
Yeah, I know. Especially the worse the frame rate, the better a fucking flamethrower is. it's just facts because of just how long the game considers damage frames and shit like that.
Yeah, it's the pause trick from Mega Man 1.
It's exactly it. Only they don't have to pause. They just have to be close. You know,
usually how flamethrowers are supposed to work.
There's several enemies that every enemy types you run into the Batmobile segment, starting with the motorcycle guys with the big skull heads. You saw those in the movie. They have the smallest HP pool, but every once in a while you're gonna run into some of them that have rocket launchers and they aim backwards and they home in on you. So you have to fucking juke and jive like nobody's business to dodge them. But it doesn't take much to kill them, and you can sideswipe them too. If you sideswipe them, they just disappear out of nothing. Then you got the green trucks, which is nothing really fancy about them. They'll throw Molotovs if you let them linger too long. They have a lot of HP though, so you have to mash the fucking attack button, or you ran them to the side. Now, the cool thing about the Batmobile segments, if you can, if you're in an area with a lot of fucking obstructions on the side of the road, if you can sideswipe a vehicle into an obstruction on the road, that instantly kills them.
Nice.
It's just that it's kind of hard to control and do again when the frame rate is it is what it is. You know what I mean?
The frame rate is pictures of a goddamn PowerPoint.
Yeah, exactly. Which we're talking about like damage and hit detection beforehand, but that also means like a weak frame rate means worse control, and that is a big problem I had with the Batmobile ultimately in this game. Is that turning feels very wide and imprecise with the Batmobile. There are going to be
like you're going really fast to make it a turn with a car in real life.
It
may be realistic, but it kind of sucks.
Exactly. There are going to be times where I have to hit a hard right or a hard left, and the only thing I can reasonably do to make the turn is to just let go of the acceleration because the Batmobile doesn't have brakes. The Batmobile doesn't have brakes.
Which is interesting you're saying that because there's been a few moments where it looks like which is very unusual for games like this.
Where I came to
he was at a dead stop.
Yeah, I came to a dead stop.
And that's so unusual for games like this.
It's kind of weird because I don't think the manual tells you about this. I did consult the manuals to make sure, all right, I'm going to make sure I'm using all the tools in my kit without really sleeping on anything because that has happened to me sometimes. So if you let go of the acceleration and then if you hold down on the D-pad, and this could be just a placebo, I could be just gaslighting myself. Batman seems to come at a dead stop faster than just letting go of the acceleration button. But sometimes it doesn't always work, and I'm not entirely sure if that is because of the controls, the frame rate, or maybe it's just because of the terrain and what have you. But
it looked like it was happening when you were getting hit. Like you would get hit and then you'd be at a dead stop.
So going back to the enemy variety I was talking about, the red trucks here are flamethrower guys. These guys will always pack a flamethrower. And for these guys specifically, don't get close to these guys because, again, the flamethrower will eat your HP up. Keep your distance.
Attention this time, and it went down like a fuck.
Batman practices the 4-second rule when it comes to vehicles. Give them a wide berth, pelt them from behind, and they should pose little danger to you. Now, you guys can't really hear it. Well, at least we're the ones we're commentating over the game, but the audience should be able to hear it. But another big difference between the Genesis and Sega CD version is that the soundtrack was completely replaced with Red Book audio. Very much like they do this with a lot of Sega CD ports, Sega CD versions of the game. And
damn, they should.
So this is the second boss of the game. I'll get to him in a second. The soundtrack was composed by Spencer Nielsen. Who Sonic fans may immediately recognize as one of the composers for the American Sonic CD soundtrack. And once I learned that, it became very obvious, like I should have known this because of just how some of these guitar riffs sound, because this sounds exactly like Quartz Quadrant from Sonic CD. But that said, it's not bad. Like the soundtrack is not terrible. I like the boss theme. I like some of the stage themes. I like the penguin theme when we get to it. It is the most ill-fitting Batman shit. Like this soundtrack, if you were to play it out of context, I would never believe it was from Batman. It sounds like very mid-90s video game.
Yeah, where are the strings? Where's the orchestrated, the Batman animated series intro music?
Like where's the fucking where's the tambourine? like that sort of thing.
Tambourine, motherfucking tambourine. Oh.
But to go into that boss right there can be a pain in the ass too. I don't find him as annoying as the flamethrower dude, but the thing is, it's a giant fucking cannon. And what it's doing, it's constantly summoning mooks that you have to deal with immediately, because if you let them linger for too long, they will throw rockets at you from the sides, and they're really hard to avoid otherwise. But you also can't be directly behind that guy because it's a large cannon. And if it gets a direct shot at you, that's like a third of your health gone. And it can juggle you.
What I'm really not liking about this stage right here are like the frame one motorcycle games.
Yeah, and you know what, Matt? I believe it's deliberate. Because we're about to get to the end of this, and they just give you a health pickup for free.
They know what they did.
They know what they did. So it was completely, because I agree. Like this part of the stage, I don't like because the guys just come out like immediately like that, which I do not like. But again, they just give you a health right there, like the little hearts right there.
Yeah,
that's just a health pickup. They just give you that for free. That's like that. That's the only time in the game you don't have to work for that shit.
And I'm getting Belmont strut.
Yeah,
there's another one right there. Just
I can kind of because I don't want to use it now because my health is like I only lost like 2 units of health, so it'd be a waste of health.
Oh, you can go back. Okay.
Yeah. We're already at a mini boss, so this is the dude that Batman kills with dynamite.
Oh yeah.
Strongman.
Yeah, the Strongman.
Terry Strongman.
Terry Strongman. My apologies. And there's a little detail I do like about this fight. So basically, you're grappling up to the second floor to meet him eye to eye, and then you just dwindle his health. But while you're below him, he can throw shit at you, and he's always gonna have access to like those broken pillars. Those essentially his infinite source of rocks. But he can also take letters from the Shrek building and toss them at you too. He stops giving a shit after like he like throws the S and the R. And what have you? I guess he's like, probably doesn't want to go to jail for too much collateral damage. A bad thing.
He blew up.
Yeah, but they all blow up, Matt. It's a '90s beat 'em up.
You blew up a strong man, dude.
Fuck these guys so much. They only have 2 frames, but they fucking have long. That guy's got a bat.
Hold on, was that a topless Amazon woman?
No. You can just
that is a naked boob.
You can't. No, it's not naked. I'm sorry to say, it's just a slight small discoloration, but that is a tank top, baby.
That is not a tank top. That is an areola. That is a nip. I
am the areola of rock and roller.
Put a shirt on. Oh God.
This is public property. No, but those dudes with the bats, legit, like my least favorite enemy in the game, because that bat comes out in a fucking frame and you eat shit, and Batman's attack is so short range. But go ahead, Matt.
My thing is, I would say just shoot them with a batarang if you can see it before they come up. But one thing I am noticing is that the level designs are very, very repetitive, or as well, more like the level objectives.
Yes.
You beat the shit out of a goon, you go up a flight of stairs. You beat the shit out of a goon, you go up a flight of stairs.
Yes.
You beat the shit out of a couple goons. Even at the end of the stairway, you fight some goon who's shooting 3 people down, shooting in 3 directions downward. God. Well, to be fair, I'd probably do that too if I get hit with a bat. But
he was out. I love how he just like I'm out.
No, but you are right. You are right.
Yeah, like I said, you're going right up. You go right up. You fight. You meet like some guy at the end who's shooting you like repeatedly, and you go up another flight of stairs. Like kind of very repetitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, games like this were like you were always fighting the same goons, but it's
very blatant
if you put the enemy variety a little bit different and maybe you mix them up or something, it might feel a little bit better. Lay out the levels. Like I feel like there's a way to. I've played plenty of games that are like this, and they don't feel repetitive in this way.
Yeah, honestly,
but it might just also be the stiffness.
This is because this is like a superfluous complaint. Well, it's superfluous. It depends on whether or not it hampers your experience. This is a very ugly game. Like, yeah, I don't like the graphical assets of the enemies. I think the animations are very limited and stiff. And when animations are limited, specifically in a beat 'em up game, it's really hard to get a read on things.
Yeah, he's not interesting. When you talk about sorry to praise the Super Nintendo game again.
Yeah,
but you kind of had combos in that game. You could do different things, and here you're just kind of chucking batarangs, or you throw a punch or a kick, and then it's over. And then you just go on to the next one. Is he throwing bats at people?
No. So this is our second. So this is our final encounter with Catwoman, and when she's doing her flips, she's invulnerable, and what have you. I didn't have enough health there, but so I happened to pause the game as the game was loading in Catwoman.
Whoa!
And Michelle Pfeiffer didn't like that.
Matt's mic cut out, so I heard him laugh from 30 feet away.
Because Matt got garbled up by the pixels of Catwoman.
Oh yeah.
Alfred, I found missing. No, my Snorlax is gonna be so high. But
that's wonderful, Master Bruce.
I did it, Alfred.
He's still losing.
Yeah, no. So after,
you have to.
So unexplained. So I can't really explain it. But after a while, her hitbox turned off, and I could no longer damage her. But her hitbox is still active, so I can still get hurt. But I realized I can't win the fight. I soft locked myself. So I got close and then I licked it. And then Batman died.
Some of them. Release the bats, Alfred.
Yeah. So what I did there is one of Batman's. So what I did there is one of Batman's most powerful attacks. By the way, this is a very fucking random sequence for the game.
What the hell?
You remember the part in the movie where Penguin said, "I love Indiana Jones." Throws a huge rock
what
at
the hell?
Batman.
Yeah, I don't remember this at all.
So this is a chase segment. That ball is instant kill. Do not let that ball touch you. You will immediately die.
Punch it.
You can't punch the ball. That's stupid. What are you, Superman?
What game would let you punch a boulder?
Absolutely ridiculous. Which is funny because Roger Craig Smith was Batman in Arkham Origins. But no, so What I did there with Catwoman was a flurry of bats, which is one of Batman's most powerful abilities that he can do. But everything you have in this game outside of your fists and your legs are finite. You have a finite supply of batarangs. You have a finite supply of smoke pellets, which stun the enemies, which you can just get up close and just like smack them dead in their face. I also think that like they just turn off their hurt boxes too, so you can approach them safely without having like collision damage, that sort of thing. You also have a grapple gun, which is different from your grapple hook, which used to swing on rooftops. I think it's based off of the. You remember when Batman's saving Selena Kyle from that clown with the taser?
Yeah.
I think it's based off of that.
Pulls the piece of rock towards the back of his head.
So that is a weapon you can have in this game, but it's basically a gun. Like you're not using it to like yoink rocks or anything like that. You're just aiming it at a foe and it kills him. It's a very powerful weapon.
Yeah, we only got 2 parts.
Yeah, no, we have 4, but I might as well just get into the nitty gritty. The only other weapons is after that is the homing batarang, which is funny because that's what they used to kidnap the Ice Princess and then flung her to her death.
Oh yeah.
But the homing batarang is exactly what it sounds like. You throw it, it goes to the nearest enemy. You don't have to aim at all. It's really good for boss fights, but again, there's only so many of these items. But if you play your cards right, i.e. you die and you remember where shit is, you can collect a lot of these things and you can stock them up for really obnoxious areas and boss fights, which I will demonstrate later. But same Patreon shoutouts, same Bat channel. So shoutouts to Anon Snake Reaper Sakuraba, Torakage X Hawkwing 2652, B612 Gonzalo, Hecla Games, Colin Knott, Nicholas Scott, Yuma Crafter, Rezon Ace Morgan, and finally, Jack is back, baby. That is where we're going to call it for part 2 of Batman Returns on Sega CD. We will see you guys next Tuesday with more Batmobile shit. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.